fled. They think they've gone over to the Taliban and are now in hiding, and they are treating this as an insider attack, but they still.
And after a while, if they don't know, I say to them, Yisrael is Christianity. If you look in scripture, it tells you today is Christianity. So I say to them, why is Yisrael going to be judged? Why is Yisrael going to be judged? And they look at me to say, well, we don't know. I said, that is because you're breaking Yahweh's third commandment, to the corruption of his name.
Mm-hmm.
And when you start to get into the meat of the matter, it's almost like people want you to shut up. They don't want you to talk anymore, because it's like how can you be telling me this? But yet I can't deny it. And I speak in love. I don't speak, I speak to people in love, affectionate love, because I understand and I do sympathize with them. But the thing is, truth is truth. It is what it is.
Exactly.
It's like if somebody goes to McDonald's and buys a hamburger, there's a hamburger. It's the same with truth. It just is what it is.
Yeah.
And it's not going to go away.
Yeah.
Not that I eat at McDonald's hamburgers, but it's a kind of a very kind of weak analogy, but you know exactly what I mean, right? Truth is not based on religion. Truth is based on the creator of the universe, Yahweh.
Hey, Desmond. Everything you just said, it reminded me of Luca in chapter 6, where it talks about building the house on the foundation. It was great, and that's part of the deal with Christians, is that's why they want us to shut up, because that their foundation, their very foundational belief is going to collapse on them. And when it collapses, it's going to collapse hard if they don't heed the words before he comes. Because remember, when he comes, he's coming in force this time, and there's going to be a judgment. So it's going to fall hard for these Christians. And they say to him, like, didn't we eat and cast out gods in your name and all this stuff? So they really believe that they're in the truth. But what you said, Desmond, remind me exactly of that scripture verse. And I think that's totally irrelevant.
That's right, yeah.
And it's so wicked, and it kind of blows my mind that some of these people, especially the higher ups that don't fear Yahweh, like, do they not understand that when judgment comes, it's not going to be pretty? Like, do they not fear judgment? They don't fear Yahweh. So it's like, woe to them,
In Barnaby, he talks about that, we should think of the judgment and remember the judgment to come every day.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure there's a bit in Barnaby. I haven't read it for a little while, but he talks about the importance of remembering that every day that the judgment that is to come, because I think it's in Hanuk where it talks about how the powerful and the wealthy, when Yahushua comes, they will try and hide from him. They will try and hide. They will run and try and hide in rocks and places, and they will not be able to hide from his face. Those who have oppressed the sons of Atham.
Yep. And doesn't scripture say it would be better for the mountains to fall and collapse on them than to endure the judgment? I think that it says that somewhere.
Yeah, I think it might do. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it's so true. But here's one thing I wanted to mention too, is that, because I don't know if some of you know. I know, Andreas, you probably know this, but prior to becoming a Christian, even I have a lot of experiences with UFOs, and like I had a lot of spiritual experiences. Like I've had a huge wooden bed lift up and drop, like just lift up and slam. I've had seen UFOs like appear and disappear in midair, and when I was ignorant, it fascinated me so much that like I was extremely fascinated by these spiritual beings that it was like almost like I was like in awe of them. And I think that's what happens with a lot of the elites, is they're in awe of these evil spirits that deceive them. And so they choose to offer themselves as vessels for these spirits to move forth their agendas. And I think that's really what's going on, and it's part of deception, because at one point I was deceived, and I always like to think of deception as you actually believe what you're deceived in. So I think that these higher ups, these humans, real humans in the higher ups, are just deceived, and really the ones to blame are the spiritual forces driving them. The spiritual, like what's that place called? The Bohemian Grove.
Indeed, yes.
Yes.
Mhm.
Well, how these humans do these nasty, wicked things, homosexuality, yep, all these things. And look at the Catholic Church. Look at all the pedophiles there. You know, it just shows the spirits behind these people are just purely wicked and evil. And I've always
Right.
wondered, like, why would Yahweh send anything to the lake of fire? But if you look at how wicked these spirits are, and especially the adversary himself, you know, it goes way beyond man's wickedness.
That's right.
You know, it's pure evil. Man can be evil, but Yahushua himself said that he is the light of every man that enters into the earth. I forget where that is. So every true human being, except for these goats, which might even be among us today, are going to have some good in them. But these evil spirits from the adversaries have no good in them at all. It is pure evil. And so that's why I can kind of comprehend how all sons of Atham will be saved, because Yahushua is the light of all men who come into the earth. And I can see now that the lake of fire, as harsh as it sounds, is certainly justified by how wicked and evil the spirits and the adversary are, you know?
That's true. That's true. And you know, the Satan's Satan's intentions from the outset were made quite clear in the way that he kept attacking Adam and Hawa,
Yes,
and he hates Yahweh's creation with a vengeance.
he does.
Yeah, he hates. The hatred is very deep, and henceforth the evil that comes from that hatred is what we're seeing manifest in the world today.
You know, being in the presence of a pure evil force, like I've said, I've had spiritual experiences, and it is the most horrific feeling ever. Like to sense the pure evil that comes from these wicked spirits. It's just it's pretty horrifying. But to know that Yahweh is going to bring justice, because they're the ones behind the corruptedness in the world. A lot of Christians teach that Adam, you know, Atham, is the reason why all of us suffer and are in this fallen state. But they fail to recognize that it was the adversary first that came and tricked Hawa, and who then, you know, Atham, you guys know what happened. So it's really
Yeah, of
the
course.
adversary that is at the root source of all this corruption. And that's why Yahweh is going to remove him. And I like how Yahusei put it. He put it in a scientific term. What did he say? It's like a catalyst. Yeah. Being removed.
Yes, right.
What?
Your microphone is a little quiet.
My microphone.
Yes.
Let me check, please. Sorry. Was my computer.
Was that the ice cream man?
That's a good one.
I'm having problems with my mic.
No, go ahead, brother. It's great.
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead, brother.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Which chapter?
What chapter was that again, brother?
And these are the same envoys who mated with women and produced the giants.
Yeah.
That sounds like an intercom.
Yeah, I wonder what that is. That's not me.
It's not. I don't think it's me. Okay.
Have now fled. They think they've gone over to the Taliban and are now in hiding